Peak Physique Project Day 5, here we go. How do you know you're training hard enough? As you are talking about training in this 30-day bodybuilding blueprint right now. But is that even the right question to ask? And the answer is no, because it doesn't matter. What matters is you're continually looking for ways to become better every day. If today's version of me as a bodybuilder asked the 18-year-old version of me as a bodybuilder, are you training hard enough? I probably would have said yes. But knowing what I know now, the answer in my 18-year-old brain is, hell no. I wasn't even close to training hard enough. But I thought I was. I thought I was giving my 100%. But what you find is, this is a progressive overload situation. You apply that to your mentality, just like you apply it to the weights. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just learn that you're going to continue to learn. You will continue to be a learn-it-all rather than a know-it-all, and you'll be better because of it. Today, you're better than you were yesterday, but it's the worst that you'll ever be going forward, because tomorrow you'll be better than you are today. And this is not some wordsmithing trick to sound clever. This is the reality. This is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's what a goal is. And in bodybuilding, it's very easy to see. A progressive realization, meaning the expression of your body, is the realization of that progress of a worthy ideal, or the ideal image you have in your head of your physique. That's goal setting 101. That's not me. That's Earl Nightingale from the 1950s. Applied to bodybuilding, and it's the perfect expression of that phrase. With that in mind, I don't want to leave you guys empty-handed. I want to give you some real practical information in this video so you can get better today, starting today. So instead of asking, am I training hard enough? Start asking yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? And with that, we're going to start with the very basic, most important portion of the entire bodybuilding experience. More important than nutrition, more important than mindset, more important than supplementation and recovery and all of it, more important than any other aspect of training, because without it, nothing happens. And that is the rep. You're going to learn to respect the rep. You're going to learn how to get the most out of the very least, because you are the most productive on everything that you do. We always talk about or hear about the mind to muscle connection. The reason a seasoned bodybuilder is better than a newbie is because they've learned to get more out of the reps that they're doing in the seasoned version of them versus the beginning version of them. Biologically, neuromuscularly, biochemically, all of it has matured, and now they get more out of those 10 reps they used to do at the beginning of their experience that they do now. The same concept when you take it even a step further. How do you get better at every rep? Is a rep just a rep, or is there something more to the rep? The rep is the trigger that creates the stimulation, which results in the overcompensation or hypertrophy. And that also works with strength too. No rep, no stimulation, no recovery, no overcompensation, no results. So when we're talking about the minimum effective dose, or training, or are we training as hard as we can, the idea is I'm going to get more out of what I'm doing now, and then I'm going to learn to get so much more out of what I'm doing now that I have to do less, because I put myself in a state of overtraining fairly quickly if I don't. That's what the journey is going to look like. Tim Ferriss was popular for bringing to the surface the minimum effective dose mentality to other things in your life than, let's say, medication or something like that. Hans Hofmann, a German-American painter, talked about the concept of simplifying means to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. That just means in bodybuilding, get rid of all the crap, get better at the very necessary, and then it will speak for itself, and the way it speaks is it reflects in the body that you create. So with that, here's the practical application that I want you to dive into. Doesn't matter how your training block is, doesn't matter how you work out right now. What matters is you start to look at how you're working out and learn how to get better from there. So what are we going to do? We're going to look at the 4 sides of every rep. The positive or the concentric, or the lifting of the weight. The peak contraction, the negative or the eccentric, or the lowering of the weight. And then the stretch at the bottom of the move. We're all familiar with the positive, and that's how we're taught what repping is, what a set consists of. Lift the weight. That's what we talk about. Lift the weight. That is the positive. but y'all are on a unicycle at that point, and you're missing the other 3 tires, right? You could be in a race car versus the unicycle, and we don't even realize it because it's like built in without us thinking about it. So you get the lifting, but you forget about maximizing your peak contraction. You forget about maximizing, emphasizing the negative, and then you forget about the stretch, or the bottom of the move as either a reset point for a new rep, or in context to what you're trying to achieve, getting the most out of that range of motion. So with that, we're still on the training topic in this 30-day bodybuilding blueprint. So I want you to dive into your own training. Whatever you do today, it doesn't matter what it is. I want you to look at every rep. Are you getting the most out of every single rep that you're going to execute today? And if you're not, now's the time to get better. Master the positive, master the peak contraction, master the negative, and master that stretch at the bottom. You guys start there, you're going to be better off right out of the gates, starting today. No time to delay. Let's keep the game train rolling. See you in the next video.